Peace. This is White Raptor News Ministries. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the living God who's one. This is a channel that's a subscriber of mine. I think he has some interesting content. I think that what he's sharing here, I could touch a lot of different parables with. This is why I'm going to go ahead and take a listen. I need everybody to understand something before I begin. That those in the providence of Israel today are not the true Hebrew Israelites. All right? They are fake Jews. Okay? This plane of existence is all about identity theft. The roles have been switched. When the bloodline of the living God ate from that tree of knowledge and good and evil, the whole script became flipped, okay? And immediately you were under punishment ever since then. The true children, the bloodline of Adam and Eve. And then you got to ask yourself a question. If the creator for the bloodline of Adam and Eve, the second of those that were created, if they were created second, had the breath of life put on them, okay, we're told that they are the children of God, the living God. You got to remember that there's a lowercase God here, an evil God, that said to Israel that you guys will fall from God. The deal between the Israelites and the Gentile, or the first man, Adam, that was created on the sixth day of creation, is that the conflict is that the first creation said to the creator, the spirit, the supreme spirit, this is a spiritual conversation that's taking place between God himself, because he has made an entity of himself, just like you feel like you're you and I feel like I'm me. Also is Satan, that he feels separated from God. You got to understand something though. Satan is the flesh. Okay? You got to comprehend that and you can't change that. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this video, and I'm going to be touching many different parables as we go through this lesson of this man here. The name of his channel is Revelations of a Fallen Angel.
This is Christopher John Björknes. It is April 7th, 2024. 20 years ago, I started warning people, screaming as loud as I could, that World War III was coming, and that when it started, the Israelis would commit genocide against the Palestinian people, whom they call Amalekites. Very few people listened. Far fewer tried to help me. This could all have been prevented if we had worked together to try to...
And also remember, Moses went to battle with the Amalekites and was supposed to have wiped them all off the face of the earth. So why Amalekites are still around, who knows? Maybe we didn't get rid of them, like the flood didn't get rid of all the Nephilim.
Try to stop it. Today I'm warning you about some equally and even more horrifying events that are about to start happening. And I have proven this thoroughly. I have countless sources that are going to appear in my forthcoming books, volumes 3 and 4 of Satanic Secrets of Jesus Christ. I'm going to show you a couple things today that more than suffice to prove it. No one is challenging anything that I'm saying. They know I have this thoroughly proven through and through. And that means that a lot of them know what's coming and what they have been planning for thousands of years. So let's dive into some of the history of what I'm talking about. In the Second Roman Jewish War, the Jews demonstrated that they are cannibals, and that in the world to come, they plan to use human beings as a food source. And as crazy as it sounds, it's true, and it's coming. Their plan is to pit the east and the west, which they call the Leviathan and the Behemoth, against one another, so that these two great beasts destroy one another in mutually consuming wars. And then all their prophecies, which I've been saying for 25 years are actually their plans, say that they're going to then utilize the Leviathan and the Behemoth as a food source. They're going to eat our flesh and they're going to drink our blood. And they
So whenever we're talking about eating flesh and drinking blood, I got to pull up parables. Also, again, I'm going to reinforce to you that there's two different races of people. There's a Gentile race, and then there was a Jew race, a Israelite race, Yasharel race, something that was created second, that was created later, and that under penalty and punishment, the spirit, because who this battle, this war, this ongoing eternal battle and war. First off, Adam and Eve would years, hundreds of years would have had to have passed before any kind of army could have grown. So plus you have the ark where everything was supposed to be wiped off the face of the earth, all but 4 people 4,500 years ago, and now all of a sudden we're at 8 billion people. I'm telling you, you can't get to that number when you have all the wars that are taking place, okay, in the millions of people that they tell us have died through the ages. You know, World War I, World War II, 6 million Jews alone died, both black and white. The Aryan race, the Assyrian race, all of them, okay? So here we're at Matthew 13:49, and it says, when it was full, the men pulled it ashore. Then they sat down and sorted the good fish into containers and threw away the bad fish. So will it be at the end of the age. Now also understand that an age, not the end of the time. End of times may not even exist. It's just an end of an age. Okay? And the age is a 22 year period, 2200 year period. And this is the astro calendar that they use. The 12 months is a 2200 year. And this, see, so we know that somebody's been keeping track of Nibiru that's supposed to be on a circuit of every 3600 years. How would any of us know? Unless this information is being passed down through us, through ancients, through technology. Somehow they're trying to tell us in movies that people are connecting with the other side through technology. They're also trying to create transhumanism and make it feel like the only next step moving forward for humans is to merge with the machine. And that's what it's all about, remember? That's the transhumanism that they're talking about. So I want you to consider what I'm saying here. Does this plane of existence seem like it's really being ran by other human beings? Or would it be like this plane of existence here that something like a machine is already running? Because the machine needs more power. This is why they're saying, oh, free solar panels across America, free solar, free solar. Oh, you guys don't ever have to have a solar bill again. No, they need to harvest the energy, the natural energy for the machine that they're running at CERN. So will it be at the end of an age? The age is 2200 years. The angel will come and separate the wicked from the righteous, the angels, and throw them into the fiery furnace where there will be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. Also, gnashing of the teeth is going to be because of this here, right here. Isaiah 14:11. Your pomp has brought you down to Sheol along with the music of your harps. Maggots are your bed, because when you die, you lay down, they lay you down in a fucking coffin, and you're eating from the inside out, and worms are your blanket. That's what you're covered with. That's the death. Okay, gnashing of the teeth, insects. How you have fallen from heaven, O day star, the son of the dawn. You've been cut down to the ground, O destroyer of nations. Here we're talking about Jesus, Jesus and Lucifer, the only two times that they're mentioned in the Bible.
But they utilize the coded terms Leviathan and Behemoth. But I have the sources that prove that those are code words, and those refer to non-Jews, not to actual or mythical beasts. So, as I said, the Romans...
Beasts, not magical or mystical beasts. Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, Bible Hub. Told you I'm going to make a lot of connections here to what this guy's sharing. Okay? God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds. Okay? The livestock according to their kinds, and everything that crawls upon the earth according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. So, when God created these beasts here, okay, this is what it's touching here. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1, Bible Hub. Now the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field that the Lord God had made. Okay? Right here, God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds. The serpent is more crafty than all of these beasts. Okay? Because they're just basically biological robots. They're raw, they're fresh, they're strong. It's also life, whether literally or figuratively. Well, these are the walking dead right here. So whenever it's talking about the beast, it's talking about these right here. Images of troops marching in ranks. These are the beasts of the field, each according to their kinds. It's very simple to understand. These are the boots on the ground. These are the ones that go into other people's countries and they kill. Well, we do anyways. Britain. The Roman Empire has never been destroyed. It's just hidden itself underneath the guise of different religions. But they've always been in control. The Roman Empire. And those those Jews that are in the Roman Empire today, those fake Nazi Jews, they're not the real chosen children of God. Because here you got what? First Songs, Songs of Solomon. First Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
According to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. 5 I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. 6 Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept.
So, the tents of Kedar, if you've ever went here and you look, images of the tents of Kedar. These tents are black. The tents of Kedar are black, folks. Oh, I've done this before. Now they got all white colored tents. I did a show the other day when I looked at the tents of Kedar. There were nothing but black tents. Now they got all kinds of tents. This is the color of the tents that they were the other day when I was looking at them all. They were all black. The tents of Kedar are black. Now you got white. This is duality. This is what I'm telling you. Okay, 4,000 years ago, these tents were all black. They weren't fucking white. Doesn't matter because, see, give me a second. If we come over here to Bible Hub and we look at the word dark, the word dark is but also jetty. It's dusky, Sachar, but the first definition right here is black. So you have the children here. I am dark to the ground, yet lovely, O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Solomon. They probably 30 black tents. This is a change. The computer, we're in a Mandela effect right now where I can see things are changing. They're not. This is how they're going to pit us against one another. is this kind of garbage with the machine, because younger kids are going to think that they can get all their information from the computer. Don't you realize that you can program a computer to lie? You think that the computer's not lying to you?
The Greeks suffered from this cannibalism in the Second Roman Jewish War. The famous Roman historian Dio Cassius described what happened and recorded it, and he was a very honest witness of the facts of what the Jews did to the Romans, and also what the horrible crimes that the Romans committed against the Jewish people.
So this is really deep right here. You see, because according to this Bible already, the God of Israel, Yahweh, had given Israel many victories, all right, and given Israel the promised land, and did all these things for Israel. So then why is Israel under a yoke right now? Why are they not in their land, their natural land? Because those in the providence of Jerusalem today are not the true chosen children. This is why there's so much conflict that's going on. Those that are in the providence of Jerusalem today are the cause of all that's taking place in the world today. Okay? They were the true Jews that I just showed you, a nation of people with their faces dark to the ground. Here's another one for you. Judah mourns and her gates languish, her people wail for the land, and cries gone up to Jerusalem. Again over here, the King James. Judah mourns and the gates thereof languish, they are black unto the ground. So those Hebrews that stand at the Wailing Wall here, images of Jews at the Wailing Wall. These Jews here with their little piggy tail right here, these are fake Jews. Khazar Nazi Jews. Enemies. Oh, look, they don't want to pull up the picture. They want to take forever. I don't see any of them. Usually I thought they all had them little piggy tails. There's one for you. Look at his little piggy tail here. These are supposed to be their woolly hair. All right? Come on, this shit's so stupid, man. You can't see the shit that's going on. The wool that's been pulled over our eyes. Them ain't Jews. They ain't black. All right?
And this is simply one instance of many of documented Jewish cannibalism. And I'm going to show you a Jewish source that states that they cannibalize their own people as well.
Now, I don't know that any of that's true, folks. I don't know if the true children of God, Hebrew Israelites today, are eating flesh. I don't know if the pagans had got them into that. I don't know how deep, how far gone this plane of existence is. But the more I read the Bible, the more I become concerned. Revelations chapter 13, 18 Bible Hub. Now, this parable here, I'd feel much better if the parable itself said, for the number of a man, calculate the number of the beast, for it's the number of mankind. I'd like it better if this word here was mankind instead of man, because man is a human, all right? Mankind is a beast. You got to understand that. So now I'm calculating the number of the beast. Could it be somebody, one of God's chosen children, so evil? Because that's the deal that Satan said, that he would turn God's chosen children away from the Supreme Spirit. And the Bible's telling us that 2/3 of God's chosen children are going to perish for lack of knowledge. 2/3 again is 66.6. So this is 666. So is this going to be a human being? A human? Or is it going to be a beast? Because we have both the beast and the man in here. Understanding this virtual reality that we live in is big, folks. That guy created on the 6 days connected to 666.
So this Roman historian Dio Cassius wrote, "Meanwhile, the Jews in the region of Cyrene had put one Andreas at their head and were destroying both the Romans and the Greeks. They would cook their flesh, make belts for themselves of their entrails, anoint themselves with their blood, and wear their skins for clothing. Many they sawed in two from the head downwards. Others they would give to wild beasts, and force still others to fight as gladiators. In all, consequently, 220,000 perished. In Egypt also they performed many similar deeds, and in Cyprus, under the leadership of Artemio, there likewise 240,000 perished. For this reason no Jew may set foot in that land. But even if one of them is driven upon the island by force of the wind, he is put to death."
By force of the wind. John chapter 4, verse 24, Bible Hub. By the Spirit. The Spirit hears the wind. So whenever we're talking about the wind in the parable, we're talking about the Spirit of God.
Various persons took part in subduing these Jews, one being Lysias, who was sent by Trajan. So they committed genocide against 500,000 people, and they cooked them and ate them. They wore their skins. They made belts out of their entrails.
You don't hold that.
Hard to believe.
I've been sitting alone, digging up bones. Then I went through.
Here, John 6:56, and it just blows me away. Just blows me away. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood remains in me and I in him. For my flesh is good food, Jesus says. It's real food. Jesus' flesh is real food, and my blood is real drink. Folks, this is why they make so many movies on this plane of existence about vampires, and this is why they always use the crucifix in vampire movies, because Jesus on the crucifix is the God of the dead, and that's what a vampire is. It's a ghost.
Sounds really fantastical and super freaky and weird and horrific.
Horrific.
But, there are also Jewish sources which talk about precisely this kind of cannibalism. And I'm going to get to one of those, and then the really important ones are the ones that forecast in the world to come. They're going to have a great banquet. They're going to cut up human beings. They're going to sell them in the marketplace, which is already happening in Israel, where they cut up and abuse the corpses of the Palestinians they mass murder and sell their organs. They call it organ harvesting. But all of this was discussed.
I don't know if any of that's true or not, folks, but in the world plummeting the way it is today, I wouldn't put it across it, man. Get ready for some serious shit to be breaking loose here.
Thousands of years ago, as I've been proving again and again. Here is a Jewish source talking about the cannibalism of Jewish people eating the bodily parts of other Jews and other human beings.
Remember this?
Jimmy Hatcher, you gotta tell him Soylent breed is people! Soylent breed is people!
So it's horrifying for me today because of what Hollywood has been telling us for the longest time. And are these prophecies unfolding right in front of us? Does anybody even care? Huh? I mean, I do. I genuinely care today about my own soul. I never even considered it before, but by all purposes of what the Bible's being said, that we got two different gods that are going on, a God of a Gentile race and then a God of the Hebrew race. And the Supreme Spirit himself, even more powerful than the evil that he allowed to create itself. It's just mind-blowing stuff, man.
A halakhic opinion, that means a legalistic opinion, stating whether it's lawful under Jewish law to consume human flesh. Written by
Is it lawful under human law to consume flesh? Israel, is it lawful? There's just no way that a child of the living spirit, are going to be eating human flesh. So if Jews are truly eating human flesh, then these are Jews that have been turned, and these are the 2/3 that it talks about that are going to fry and burn their asses off. Because anybody who doesn't realize that eating human flesh is wrong, you are one twisted soul. That's all I can say.
Rabbi Dov Linzer. Over the centuries, halakhic questions regarding the use of human flesh or human byproducts concerned its use for medical remedies, folk remedies, or segulot, protective charms, or rituals. Examples include ingesting, that means eating, embalmed and mummified flesh used as a standard medicinal ingredient, mumia, wearing belts from human skin, and that's what the Romans talked about, or burning human teeth as a type of medical segula, swallowing the foreskin removed at the Brit Milah as a segula to treat infertility or have male children. They would feed the foreskins of the little boys that they snipped off to.
Is that not horrifying? So check this out. What you're about to hear right now is absolutely horrid.
So we call it, I call it the penis facial.
Wow. You heard it yourself. I used to love that woman, man. I used to just I'm serious, man. I used to think she was so hot. And when I heard that fucking interview, I protest everything that this woman makes. I'd never go, and it's just horrifying. It's disgusting. Now I guess they've taken this interview down. Maybe they'll show it. I don't know, but it helps make her skin look good. So what she was talking about, we'll see. I'll tell you what she's talking about. We'll see if they play it or not. She didn't beat around the bush. She came right out. But when Ellen tried to get Sandra to explain it, the penis facial, the Ocean's 8 actress beat around the bush. Yeah, she beat around the bush all right.
But what is it? It is an extraction, a piece of skin that came from a young person, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Foreskin from a Korean baby. And I idolize that woman. Folks, this plane of existence has come unglued. If you can't see that, you're absolutely insane.
To women, so that the women would get pregnant and have male children. That's part of their mythology. Ingesting breast milk to cure a wide range of ailments, drinking urine to cure various illnesses, burying the placenta as a charm for keeping the newborn warm, and eating the placenta as a cure for infertility.
As a charm.
So
when you see these women here on these shows, right? This show here's called Charmed Moments. I'm not going to go through any of these right here. But these are literally witches. You see, and I used to idolize this chick here too, man. You know, so yeah, my idle days of worshiping others is done. It's over. This is what drugs and partying in Hollywood will do to you. That's what it does. You pay the price, man.
They've eaten non-Jewish people. They've also eaten parts of Jewish people, and they view it as a religious fertility ritual.
Horrifying. Absolutely.
Here are the notes that the good rabbi included in his scholarly article, and you can go through these and look at all the sources. I am not making this stuff up. Many of the things I have proven over the decades that were called canards and lies and slanders against the Jewish people are in fact not only true, but the reality is far worse.
That's not all Jews, okay? We can't categorize all of them. Remember, folks, the tree of knowledge is of good and evil. Therefore, if no good exists on this plane of existence, then it was only the tree of knowledge of evil, okay? So when Jesus says to the Jews that were getting ready to stone him, "For what good works do you stone me for?" And the Jews replied, "We don't stone you for your good works. We stone you because you, a mere man, claim to be as God, or claim to be one as God, or claim to be God." And Jesus replied, "Is it not written in your law that I have said you are gods?" So the bottom line is Jesus is telling us that we are gods.
Than what is generally known. I'm the only one in the world exposing these things, and my research goes deeper, far deeper than anyone else. And my insights exceed those of all others. So these are not canards. It is much, much worse than anyone has ever told you before. And I'm not saying that to boast in any sense. I'm saying that at great expense to myself, to let you know that these people are planning to use human beings literally as a food source, and they plan for that to start happening within the next 6 years. We entered the tribulation period in 2023. They want it to culminate by
They're making our food out of people. Next thing they'll be breeding us like cattle for food.
We're already breeding for them like cattle. If there's any truth like that, they don't. We're the ones that are breeding for them like food. These beasts. I think it's time that you people really do wake up and start asking for the spiritual presence of the Supreme Spirit, the living God, to shield you and guide you. Because shit's getting ready to cut loose, folks. No lie.
Everybody, listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them Soylent breed is people!
That movie's probably about 40 years old, man. Soylent Green is people. I hope you wake up. This is White Raptor News Ministries.